Good morning. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, your wisdom guided oracle, and we are having coffee this morning. Um, wow, that's all I can say about the energies right now, where we are, thus the title that came through for this Spacey is Hell. That's an accurate description. Every day, I seem to wake up out of my body, wondering where I've been, who I am, what's up today, and just feeling out of sorts. There are varying degrees of that for us out there. Some people have some real physical disalignment shifts, things coming through that are less than fun. uh, Way showers, light workers, psychics, all of us are being prompted, and all of those who aren't in that realm, we're all being prompted to shift our energies, to change, because the energy coming in is very different than what we've lived with, and we must respond because we're nothing but energy. So what do we do? What does that look like? First, turn up the love. Life is good. Coffee is good. Uh, Again, the energies are so strange right now. People are really having difficulty sleeping. I'm not having difficulty sleeping. I'm awake a lot later than I have been, which is, and just fully awake, not tired, not drowsy. That preceded a, by was preceded by well over a week and a half of just every day wanting to take a nap at some point and being exhausted in the midst of doing things, that I was committed to, I had to do, I couldn't not do. So what is going on? So I have this collection of, I'll show them to you because it's just kind of fun, of cards in bags, cards that either had flimsy boxes when I got them. These are mine, including the very first deck I created before I ever did a reading. This is another deck of mine. And they, I ordered them in little like card boxes, but those don't last very long. And then this beautiful one, the animal cards. Anyway, I put them in these bags, and today it was like they all wanted to come out with a message. So the good hello, great morning. Oh, Francesca, sorry, honey. Keep asking what's here for me in this sleeplessness. Is there a specific thing I am to learn? So the breath map cards are the first ones that jumped out of my drawer going, I have something to say today. I want to help you through this. And the card that comes up, it is easy to forget how much deep magic is hidden in our breath and its creations. Our life force and our light are always dancing behind the scenes to the music of the spheres, which is what is happening in our sleep, lack of sleep, everyday walking time. Breathing up, hear the word I. Breathing out, hear the words remember. We are being prompted to remember, rediscover, because of our life circumstances this time. We are often in this place of, what the heck? I have no idea why I'm going through this part of the journey in this fashion. Often it's less than fun, easy, joyful, lighthearted. It's some heavy stuff that we brought forward to prompt some big learning. And then this collective energy, which is schizophrenic, chaotic, hateful, fearful, all of these energies right now we're being impacted by. So as the light worker, way shower, psychic, medium, whatever that is, and if you don't know, open, willing, ready, guide me into what is transpiring for me in all of this. Who am I? What am I doing here this time? And the retreat we had recently, absolutely brought forward in several of the people what their path looked like from this point on. And that's like this point to tomorrow, the on, because as we are shifting and changing, we don't want this huge open path that we see all of what's transpiring before us. We really just want the next step, and that's what the retreats are so good for. By the way, I have another one coming up in September. It is, however, only 4 days, so it's an intensive. It is even further opening, expanding, and introducing you to who you are and what you came to do in this world for many of you. So if 4 days is more doable than 7, please consider that. I'll be putting up the information soon. So I remember who I am. The next set of cards that wants to come through is my Light Your Day cards. These are the ones I created before I ever did a reading, but I had this desire. I wanted to do these things. I remember, gosh, oh, well, I was not in my business yet. So probably 15 years ago, visited a friend in Utah, and we had uh, I was a little afraid of tarot cards. So there was an angel card reader, but she wasn't there that day. And we had decided we wanted a reading. So this young man did a tarot reading. And that desire that I had to do this, to bring through the understandings that I was being prompted, have always been prompted with, and offered, I wanted to do that. So then I ended up creating this set of cards with the help of my sister, because these messages, I had over 900 of them, came for her, and made such a shift in her life within the first 3 months that it became very apparent to me, with the help of a business mentor who was really not in this realm of what we call woo woo, that there was something in these. And so, anyway, the Light Your Day message today is this: the light encircling your day is light-hearted purple. This is the light of divine order and peacefulness. With this light alongside you today, a peacefulness coming from the understanding that everything that is happening in your life is ordained and in divine order, and all towards the purpose of guiding you in your unique path. With this understanding, all judgments of yourself and of others fall away and are replaced with loving understanding and allowance. Do you have anything to be grateful for today? I wonder who the divine will place in our path to bless. Accept the truth of divine order and thrive. This was the tenor of the messages I texted to my sister for more than 2 years. Because I understood that, especially during these times of great upheaval within us and around us, we want to remember what we have to be grateful for. I can walk, see, hear, talk. Sometimes it is those very basic things that we have to get to when life gets very overwhelming and circumstances seem to be working against us. When we own that as creators, with our words, thoughts, beliefs, and the intentions we came into within this lifetime, we have created and brought forward everything that is transpiring in our life, for our highest and best good and understanding. So, what is it that you want to unfold through this next step along this stairway of the life you came to live here? This ever shifting, changing craziness that we're feeling right now is very personal. It is very much a shaking up, a prompting. People also are telling me that some of them are sleeping better than ever and having wild, crazy dreams. One gal we did a huge energy release on a couple weeks ago said first she had a great deal of throat chakra flare up after that clearing and releasing. And then she said, I'm sleeping better than ever, which is real unusual for me, but these vivid dreams. I'm also having vivid dreams. None of them are bad. They're just kind of crazy, and they're a clearing of energy. So the next card that comes up is the card, the goddess Ganesh, and the word is yes. Yes, yes, yes. Keeping this word as your guide, as your choice in this ever changing pathway is huge right now, because that denotes less resistance. It is easy. And for some of us right now, this journey is painful, is, I mean, physically, emotionally, relationally, is less than easy. And physically, some things are coming up for us that can cause us to be fearful. So, what does this journey step look like for you? Say yes to the growth possible. That is all you need to say. Yes to this growth, and allow the truth of who you are to be shown to you. Because that's part of what all this is about, is a revealing. Another card wanted to come up, and this is father, husband, brother, son, Osiris. This is all the masculine energies. It is a time of action for us. Uh, it's always a time of balance and receiving, but this action time it is time for you to show up. Many of us have been in this kind of very inward hermitage, which is good, but this isn't a time to play small. This isn't a time to go, oh, well, I'm not that quote unquote special. I don't really have much to offer. Yes, you do. How you do that, open, willing, and ready, and the path will show up. Maybe it's in readings like this. Maybe it's in hands-on healing. Maybe it's in website creation for woo-woos like me. Maybe it's in marketing. We all have our bent. And maybe it is the one-on-ones with people you meet on the street daily. Being open, willing, and ready, and constantly inviting your guides in is that willingness to receive and then pass out to the world in that action energy, the yang energy. The yin is the receiving, and we've kind of been, as light workers, good morning, Lugene, light workers, we've kind of been in this hermiting place for a while, needing to draw inward. And as I moved into this retreat, the first thing is it filled slower than was comfortable, and so I had a lot of loose ends for myself to uncover and to deal with. It was an interesting journey, and finally, day 4 of this one, I felt like I could take the deep breath, and so just because things are right doesn't mean they're easy. And so that measure of, well, if it's not easy, then I should just let it go. Sometimes the yang energy must take the forward leap, and we must push through certain things and work through energies and be that way shower, breaking down the walls, pulling back the curtains and moving through them. The next card, White Raven Spirit, trust in the magic. Because the truth is, you are the magic. You're the bringer of the magic. And you are the alchemist, the wizard, all of these things. And it is time for you to step forward and go, okay, I am a key in this unlocking of this new way of living on this earth. Many people get very caught up in this, the governmental shifts throughout the world, the weirdness of all of this. And that is lovely, except that it becomes very temporal. And it also is very fear-based, and that stops us from doing our work. I have a lovely, lovely friend who is very much in fear right now, and has been for a while. And what I've seen happen is that stopped them from a couple of big things that they were choosing to move forward with, and then couldn't because they were frozen in the fear energy. And that's exactly what the darkness wants. They want the light workers, the way showers, the psychics, the mediums, the alchemists, the wizards, the witches. They want us frozen in our tracks because that is less than powerful, and it keeps us from really expanding and allowing this new way of living, acceptance of one another, a place of non-judgment, which is not an easy place to live for power brokers. And I'm a power broker in, living in our power is what I came to teach people, and helping them open up to the truth of their power in this world. And so that can tend to flow into arrogance. And it is a constant pullback for me to not be in judgment, allowing people, because we each have this path. And what I think is appropriate for their path is not necessarily appropriate. They have to do their own thing. I can be an instrument in helping them unfold, but judging how they do it, not my circus, not my monkeys. And so that constant work on self is big. Elizabeth says, I ran from a toxic relationship and live in Minnesota on 40 acres of land. I'm trying to work through the dystopia, pain, and find my new path. I live in a village of 300 people, all married, and I am completely out of my element. Well, Elizabeth, I applaud your courage, sister. It is. And not only did you physically move out of your element, then you're being inundated, like we all are, with this changing, shifting energy. I invite you to keep in the I'm open, I'm willing, I'm ready, guide me. When I left church, however many years ago, 44 years ago, uh, it wasn't because something bad happened. It was because I was given the guidance and insight that that part of my path was done. And so, what I said was, God, what I want is to be used by you in life. So I'm going to trust you're going to open the doors you want me to go through, and you're going to shut the ones you don't. That's how you and I are going to work, God. It is not for me to tell anyone else how to work with you. And that truth of, I want to be used by you. I am willing to follow the guidance that you lead me to and through. That's exactly what you've done. And I invite you, Elizabeth, to continue on in that vein. Just show me what I am here to do. And that 40 acres, I love it. I love it. And that village, of all married. I love that term because we don't use the village term much. We use town, city. My friend in Ireland, they use the term village, and we were talking about the designations: village, town, city, county. What our differences. So, Seahorse Spirit says, watch and wait. So that's almost an opposite from the yang energy, that masculine energy coming through. Watch and wait, and then act on the promptings you get when they come through to you. So you're willing to wait, you're willing to allow, but then be willing to take action. And again, that open, willing, and ready, it's like, what does action even look like? I have often said, I don't even know what that looks like when I've been given insights. And for me, it was often about control, letting go of control. It's like, okay, again, that message comes through, but I don't even know what that looks like. I am willing to be shown, though. And then it's so fun because not long after, this illustration will come through for me, and it's that tap on the shoulder. They go, remember what you asked about being shown? Here you go. They will walk with us, work with us, and help us, but we do need to invite them in. So the next card deck coming through is my This Healing Room Oracle. excuse me, this came out of a program years ago that I created to walk people into a visualization of a room that they created within themselves to do their own healing, because there's so much we can do to heal ourselves. We do need the help of others, but the in between times, and that's really what this spaciness is about too, these weird feelings that we're having. And like that young woman that we did some work on right after the retreat, she wasn't a retreat attendee, but excuse me, she actually offered part of some of the insights in the retreat that we received. She's a lovely powerhouse. And then she had these very concerning throat chakra things happen, three different aspects that were a little concerning because one of them was choking on her food. And then that passed, and then the better sleep and the rest and vivid dreams started. So seek inner peace by connecting to your divine source. That is really, really key as we move through this constant conversation, this constant connection. That open, willing, ready, guide me is a continual invitation for your guides, angels, power source, your galactic family to come through and help you along this very challenging time that we stepped into in this lifetime. We agreed to come in and be some of the change makers in this lifetime. And that does not mean that it is an easy path. It means that sometimes it's crazy as hell and unsettling and fear inducing. But what we don't want is to stay caught there and continually run and look outside ourselves for the answers. That friend that I told you was so caught up in fear. They have been relying on others to constantly help them keep their balance. And when they're not with the others helping them keep their balance, they're running. They're running from what they deem is fearful. Okay, the next set of cards that comes up is Enter the Looking Glass. Take my hand, says the higher self, with a promise of safe passage. An adventure in transformation awaits. And again, the same thing, connect to your higher power. This is key right now. This isn't, spiritual bypass. This isn't making all things better. It is willing to be given insights, awarenesses, understanding of what's happening so you can move through them and live more constantly in the power that is yours to claim in this lifetime. You are powerful AF. And my path is to help people understand their power and what may be standing in the way of them accessing, whether it's old beliefs, whether it's energies, whether it's curses that have come to slow them down, and whether or not it is something they need to do themselves, or whether maybe someone can help uh, accelerate this shift. And the last card that comes in is Celestial Child. Dream your dream. Climb the tree of wonder as far as it will go. You must know. Life reveals its gift to those who make the wishes and count themselves among the stars at night. This is you focusing on everything you've wanted to bring in. Your desires desire you, like the desire I had to do readings, creating a deck before I ever did a reading, and having the courage to say to this woman, I helped at this event a few months before my friend do neuro astrology readings. They're kind of complicated, and so I would set the chart for her. And I wanted so much to be doing readings. And so then I went in when the next one was announced and told the woman, I would like to do readings at this. And she said, did you bring your cards? And I caught my breath. I went, yeah. And she said, well, give me a reading. It was just like, okay, because we're human and we have these doubts. And I definitely was at that point. So I took my cards out, took the three that came up and did this reading. because I channel. We all channel. And if you've wanted to do some kind of energy work, healing work, light worker work, that's because this is what your path is. It's unfolding before you. We have to learn to trust ourselves. So I jumped in, I did that reading, and she went, okay, you're in. It's like, oh my gosh. And, these are just an aspect of what I do, but man, they're fun. It is so lovely to bring through what people need to hear at that moment to help make their journey just a little less complicated and arduous. There's a place online now called Hypsee, Hypsee, and they have now enabled us to do live one-on-one readings through this site. And I'm excited because it gives me more opportunities to do this kind of, work with people more regularly. I will be at Goddess Fest here in Boise in July. And oh my gosh, that is such a lovely, wonderful event. And it is intense. I start reading at 10 in the morning till 10 at night on Saturday, 10 in the morning Sunday till 5 at night on Sunday. And it is so energetic for me. I transmute a lot of energy. I don't take in a lot, but I do know that the takedown process afterwards, I'm pretty wiped out after holding space for all these people. If you're in the Boise area, July, third weekend, I can't remember the dates. I think it's the 22nd-ish. Consider visiting me, consider coming. There's so many cool things, readers, things being offered, crystals, clothing, events. It is incredible. And I have never actually just been. I have only been as a reader. And there's so many things. I would go and hang out, but I couldn't. In fact, there's another event in September in Utah, which is quite a ways away from me, this particular place, called Yin on Fire. And it is apparently amazing. And I was asking some of the gals that have gone, I said, if I go, I thought maybe I would just go. And I knew that if I just went, I would have that, I should be doing readings. I want to do readings. And so I asked them, if I choose to go and do readings, am I going to actually get to benefit from the stuff going on? Will I have time? And they said, oh yeah, it works out real well. And so I haven't yet committed to that. It's a long ways. It's a camping adventure in October. And our little camp trailer is old. So I'm not sure that I'm going to take that. Not sure I'm going to do it, but love the opportunity. It's kind of like a woo-woo version of Burning Man. And yin is the female, the receiving energy. And so it's a consideration. What are you considering in your life? What is opening up? What is prompting you to look differently at yourself? Yeah, Elizabeth, it is amazing. And, maybe you'll be back in time for, I don't say move back, but maybe you'll be able to come back. Maybe not. Maybe you might visit me on Hypsee. And I'm going to be posting here when I will be live and ready to read for people and doing it on a regular basis. Like I do this, the Monday, Wednesday, Friday general readings. But if you're ready to do a personal reading, just reach out. We can do this anywhere, but Hypsee is a lovely platform and they make it so easy. And I really, really love that platform. Some friends went last year to Goddess Fest and it was intense. Yeah, there's a lot there. Or are you talking about Yin on Fire, Elizabeth? I have yet to go to that. I'm still torn as to whether to just go or to go and read. And again, that pull is, I think if I go and I'm not reading, I will feel regretful. So it's not often I just go to things like this to play. I've had a mission since I came into this world, and that mission driven feeling. All right, Elizabeth, thank you. Thank you all for joining me. This was an intense reading today, longer than usual. Love what Creator wanted to bring through. my guides, angels, companions, speaking to your guides, angels, companions, stirring within you what needs to be shifted. And oh, Goddess Fest. Okay, Elizabeth, wasn't sure if you meant Yin on Fire or Goddess Fest. But yes, I am looking forward to more intensity in the messages that come through, because this is an intense time, and more deep conversations. Just stay open, willing, ready to be guided by your guides, angels, companions, and then acting on the guidance you get. Thanks for joining me. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage, on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. Until we meet again.